Alright, Knights of Apollo, what's up guys? Hope you're doing well and welcome back to another Total War Rome 2 pitched battle. Once again, we are doing a sub-commander battle, which basically means that there is one army which is commanded by many players. A couple weeks ago, I played in a Rome vs Carthage sub-commander battle, which you guys really enjoyed. If you haven't seen it, it's linked down in the video description. Well, the community was inspired and used the Knights of Apollo Discord, which if you haven't joined yet, it's linked down in the video description. They play lots of games together, so don't miss out. So today they are doing a 3 vs 3 sub-commander battle, and the rules are slightly different. So in this battle, you have an infantry commander, a range commander, and a cav commander. The rules for infantry: max 5 of the same unit, no chevrons, no max unit cap, which means that you can bring up to 20 units if you'd like. For the range commander, max 5 of the same unit can bring spears, elephants, and chariots, and no max unit cap. So again, they can bring up to 20 units, and I really like that they threw in spears and elephants and chariots. It makes the skirmish commander, the range commander, have a bit more fun. And finally, we have the cav commander rules: max 5 of the same unit, max 2 ranged cav units, max 10 units total, no chevrons. So they are actually the commander that has the most limitations, but they're purely focused on bringing horses to the battlefield. Now, in today's matchup, we are going to see Colchis take on Macesali. Let's first look at the commanders and the army comps, starting with Colchis. The infantry corps is going to be commanded by Quinn. The range sub-commander is led by King Kong Shin, and he is bringing a lot of spears to help out his skirmishers, a mix of slingers and archers. And finally, for the cav commander, we have Benny, and he is fielding a nice mix of shock cav, melee cav, and max 2 of the horse archers. So those are the commanders of Colchis. Let's now look at Macesali. We have Sub-Zero leading the infantry into the battle today, bringing those cool Desert Legionaries. Next, we have Toxic Rex leading the ranged contingent of the force, and this is very unorthodox. He's got all short range, a chariot, and 2 elephants. So clearly he's going to be very aggressive with this build. And finally, we have the cav commander, the Draven, and he is bringing a similar cav force to Colchis, a mix of melee, shock cav, and skirmishers, though his skirmish cav is short range compared to Colchis using an archer cav. Those are the players, those are the armies, and let me tell you, this one comes down to the wire. I think you're going to really enjoy this one, so sit back, relax, don't forget some snacks and drinks. And before we get started, I just want to say that 4 out of 5 expert strategic tacticians agree that subscribing to my channel will improve your strategic prowess. So if you want to get better at the game, guys, you know, the experts, I'm not saying it, the experts are saying it, so maybe you should hit the subscribe button. Or don't, you know, just be average. Be average, that's fine. I mean, that's cool. I mean, whatever. Hit the subscribe button. Do it. Alright guys, here we go. On the battlefield, looking at Colchis's infantry, which is indeed moving forward here. So the first thing I wanted to do is just kind of zoom out and focus on the different strengths and weaknesses on both armies, and also think about the strategies that they're going to be implementing today, because they are going to have to rely on teamwork, and the more intricate and the more nuanced the strategy is, the more difficult it could be. That's why I really enjoy these sub-commander battles, because you have to rely on your teammates, and if they don't do their job, your mission at hand could fall apart. So anyways, let's start with Macesali here, and the first thing that really I notice compared to Colchis, like in terms of difference, are elephants. There's one unit on the right and left flank. So they got African elephants ready to crumble, ready to charge. And I see their skirmishers are all short range skirmishers, just throwing javies. I don't really see any long range skirmishers. So what that tells me is that they might be going with a rush build. They might be going in with like an aggressive force, you know, if you mix in the elephants. And also, I like to call this faction Desert Rome, because they have Roman-esque units. Similar, they're not as good, but they're similar in design. So they're pretty good infantry. So definitely Colchis is going to have a challenge here. I think, and there's a little bit of a skirmish going off right now between the horse archers of both sides. You can see that both of them bringing, I think both of them just brought one horse. Oh, no, no, no. They both brought two, both on flank, on the right and left flank. So they're kind of just dipping their toes in the water, getting a feel for things. Don't worry, we'll go back to normal speed soon here. Colchis, on the other hand, they are going with long-range archers. They've got a whole bunch of slingers, and they've got archers in the back, which is great. If they only brought slingers, that would be dangerous because they have to deal with those elephants, so they can use fire ammo with the eastern archers. Now, for their infantry, the core is the Cardley Axeman. It's this, I'm probably butchering that name. It's the Axeman unit that is pretty decent. They should be able to do fairly well against the enemy, Masacili's infantry. We'll see. I don't know exactly how they stack up. We got some normal axemen in the back here. We've got Colchis nobles as a general, so they're definitely going more infantry heavy on this side, where I would say Masacili is going with more of a cav force, if you really count those elephants. So let's go back to normal speed. Well, let's actually start with normal speed here and see how this one's going to play out. I assume the cav is probably going to get things started, but you never know. Archers are also coming to play. If they get in range of the enemy cav, that's going to force Masacili back. It's going to force them back, because if they get too close to these archers, they have no answer for it because they have no long-range archers of their own. So Colchis, if I'm them, I'm getting as close as possible, just to start harassing with their archers. Oh, here we go. More archers coming in. All right. He's just, again, he's dipping his big toe in the pool water, if you know what I mean. Like, you're thinking about doing a cannonball, but you got to make sure, well, hold on. Let me see how cold this water is. That's exactly what he's doing right now. He's just kind of testing the waters of Masacili and seeing how they react and what they're going to do. And you can see Masacili has no answer. They have no answer to the long-range skirmishers. So I think what's going to happen here, this is my bold prediction of the day. I think Masacili is going to snap in a matter of seconds and get hyper-aggressive. Oh, dude, what are you doing? Oh, no. Oh my gosh, he's about to lose this unit. He is not paying attention. Oh, no. What a waste. Oh, yep. That unit's toast. They got off one little shot. I call it the shot. And then they get out of there getting 0 kills. So he's just so focused on this unit over here that he just wasn't paying attention. And that unit, he probably told them to move forward, but he didn't realize he was getting so close. And yeah, so that's a little bit of a bummer there. That's a big win for Masacili. We'll see what happens with Colchis here. Again, I still think Colchis is looking good. Even the bounce of power is showing that Colchis has the advantage here, and they are now moving up the infantry closer and closer. Archers are moving up. Here's the thing about the archers, though. They are not going to get a ton of kills on this infantry because they're so well armored, and they got these big shields and everything. So, wait. Well, okay, sorry. For a second, I thought these were slingers. The way their swords look and they had these little shields, it kind of reminded me of slingers. I was like, whoa, they got slingers? No, but they might want to use the slinger ammo on the enemy skirmishers, on the cav. I don't know if it's worth going after the infantry. Maybe a little bit if you get a good angle on them or something. But still, the two armies are squared off. This is typical sub-commander activity here. Just trying to gauge how they're going to approach this. Now, Colchis, he's probably looking for blood after losing his other horse archer in a very embarrassing fashion for everyone to see in the video. No, I'm just kidding. It happens. Honestly, it happens. Micro is very difficult in this game. Oh, there's a deer. There's a deer. Look at that. Also, ADD, very difficult. So, yeah, they're going to try to focus here with this one unit and try to make up for the fact that they had that little blunder. Here we go. We've got a little something going on here. Some horse archers moving in. This is a noble cav unit. This, I believe, is a short range. Yeah, it's a short range. So they're throwing jabbies. They were trying to close in on some slingers. Honestly, the slingers could have potentially just stood their ground. Here we go. Here we go. So now the short range skirmishers are moving up. And honestly, it looks like he's just using them as meat shields. You see this? So let's slow this down again because I want to break this down. He does look like he's using these guys as meat shields to absorb the skirmish ammo, and that will leave the infantry unharassed as they move in behind them. That's actually a smart idea. So the whole time, like I said, a rush build. This feels like a rush build where you're just rushing into battle. But oddly enough, they're still going to get some shots off because the slingers are ignoring them. I know you're kind of playing into the hand here of Masacely if you sling the skirmishers, but you have to. I mean, you have to, and it's still a big win here. So I don't know why he even let him get into firing range here without harassing him a little bit with the slingers. Let's do normal speed. Now we got some cav closing in, and nothing is responding to this. Not even the old, oh wait, there we go. Okay, good. So that's a good little win right there. Even though that leads to no casualties, you're delaying, you're interfering. That's a good charge. I like that. And they're going to try to give him a little taste of his own medicine. Or not, it's not a taste of his own. You get what I'm saying. They're going to sling at him as he retreats. And he is going to lose one cav unit, maybe more. All right, so I would say Masacely is doing a pretty good job here, honestly, all things considered. Now infantry moving forward. We've got the Eastern Spears. And remember, the Spearmen are controlled by the skirmish player. So he's charging up the spears, doing something similar, kind of using them as a meat shield. And now they're going to collide with the infantry. They're also going to absorb the Pila. They're going to absorb the Pila, so good on them. And now we've got the cav getting frisky. It's getting frisky. All right, let's slow this down because Colchis, I feel like, has been struggling in this battle. Even though I feel like they just didn't play to their strength. They got to play to the strength of the skirmishers. And I know it's tough, though. Masacely's doing a great job of charging forward and making it difficult for them. But now we've got a clash of cav. But the Colchis should win this one against these the shock cav. This is melee cav. It should defeat them. Over on this side, the cav is not yet engaged yet. So it'll be fun to see what they do. So let's head back over to the center. No surprise here. The spearmen are getting absolutely annihilated. Hopefully they left some spears alive. It looks like... No, those are hoplites. Is there any spear? It looks like he went all in with the spears. All in with the spears. He didn't hold even one back. It's good to hold one back just to protect your archers. Oh, here we go. Nice clash. Now the elites are going at it for this battle. They are going at it. And over on this way, we've got a clash here into the nobles. Oh, that was pretty cool. They slam into their shields. Very nice. Let's zoom out, though, because cav battles are getting crazy. We'll do some slow motion again where Colchis charging in with some Lancer cav against the armored Nubian riders. Nubian. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. Anyways, we've got elephants, African elephants closing in to help. This is a problem. The horse archers. Where are the horse archers? Where are they? Oh, they're over here. They should be probably shooting at either the skirmishers or the elephants. I feel like Colchis is in trouble here. He's heavily outnumbered in the cav department. So this might be a losing battle. Over on the other flank, it could be a little bit of a different story, but I think, once again, the elephants are making this very difficult for the cav, for Colchis. I mean, elephants don't really fight well against... cav horses don't really fight well against elephants. So unless they have arrows or something, or even javies, but they don't, and they're going to feel the wrath of these angry elephants. So there they go, pouring in. Now we've got Masacely kind of cleaning up the cav battle, and this is not good because the infantry battle is still very much early. I wouldn't say early, but it's in the middle of the fight. So what that means, they're going to still be fighting, and there's going to be roaming cav from Masacely that's going to get behind this infantry. So beautiful, beautiful fight right here. Now elephants are starting to migrate their way closer to the infantry battle. We've got, oh, the skirmishers. Light infantry. These aren't even skirmishers. They just have skirmish secondary weapons. And now Colchis is going to close in with some axemen to try to silence them. Oh, man. I don't know. Let's see. Now we got Cav charging in. That's pretty good. Cav charging into nobles. That's not a smart play by Massalia. Sorry, I'm always hesitant to because I don't want to say Massaili or Massalia. Oh my gosh. I hate those faction names. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. Massaili. Not okay. Nice hammer and anvil. Sorry, I'll shut up. I'm rambling. Nice hammer and anvil. Let's slow this down because it does look like Colchis is having some. Yes, they are outperforming the Desert Legionaries. These axemen are 100% defeating their opponents. This is really good. So Colchis has been in a drought of getting any kind of edge against Massalia or Massaili. Jeez, Massaili. They haven't got any edge, so now they're even able to flank with their infantry. So this is going to come down to the elephants, the skirmishers. Where are the archers? Okay, we got slingers trying to protect their fellow slingers who are getting chased down by the general. He's taking casualties. This is a risky play, but he should be able to get these eastern slingers. Where are the archers, though? That is my question. Oh, they've pushed all of his archers over to this would be his left flank, but they're completely undefended. This general needs to close in. This general why are they shooting at their own men? They're shooting at breaking troops. They should be shooting at this cav unit that's charging straight for him. Let's go back to normal speed. Let's see if he makes impact. It looks like he is. What's the cav doing over here? No synergy, no teamwork. Oh, no. And you got to separate these units. You can't let them charge 2 units at once. And now we got another cav unit coming in. The general's going to close in, but yeah, this is bad. See, that's the danger of leaving your archers out in the open like that. And they're going to, okay, that could have been worse. That could have been worse. They lost 1 unit, but they saved 3. And now the archers need to focus on the elephants. The elephants are coming to town. This is like the last ace up the sleeve for Massaili. Colchis moving in with hoplites, chasing a general. This is dangerous. You want to stay consolidated. You don't want to separate like that. You still have infantry you have to take on for Massaili. Colchis is getting a little too aggressive. Now the elephants are going in, and they're going to go for pockets, small pockets of infantry, and they're getting unharassed by the archers. I would have kept 1 archer unit spying on the elephants each. So you had 2 archers constantly spying the elephants. So if they ever charged in, you take care of them. But Colchis is, again, feeling the wrath from the elephants and the cav, and their infantry is getting chewed up. Now we got chariots. We got chariots just now called into action. Wow. This is, oh wait, the elephants are running amok here. You got to disengage if you're Colchis. Get away from the elephants because they're still deadly if they're running amok. Get away from them. And now Colchis' infantry is divided in 2. Again, let's do some slow motion here. These battles are so quick. Colchis, okay, they're doing a decent job here. They got some nobles, but they're kind of surrounded. They're sending in some axemen to help them out. But hey, they're fighting a good fight over here. They've got these guys isolated. They're going to countercharge. Colchis over here, though, I mean, if they could just, they need some sort of skirmish force over here to deal with the enemy cav and the enemy elephants. If they can do that, these hoplites they're tanky. They can hold on for dear life, but they need support now. We've got some slingers nearby, but this cav is kind of zoning them out. And, oh, now the cav's going to engage and commit. And we got cav in the back lines chasing down archers. No, these are slingers. Yeah, they're chasing down the slingers. So these archers are still alive. I don't know. I just feel like Colchis is not really... They They need to focus the elephants down. Even though, look, they stopped running amok, and now Kolkis is doing a mass rout right now. A mass rout. A lot of the infantry breaking, and again, the archers are desperately trying to stay alive, but here comes chariots. This is another unit that you want to focus your archer fire on. I completely missed the chariots. These chariots look cool, too. I like the red garb that they got on the horses. Oh, but the chariots do a little juke there, and they go for this archer unit, and there's just nothing they can do. They are absolutely getting evaporated as we speak. And now we've got some cav to just try to stop them, I suppose, but the chariots have 132 kills in a matter of seconds. All right, so Kolkis is hanging on. This is coming down to the wire, guys. This is really coming down to the wire. It's kind of amazing. I mean, Kolkis really turned this battle around by winning the infantry fight, but completely is... They're struggling right now. Their infantry scattered, and that plays to the strength of the cav of Massasoly. And yeah, that's... I mean, the balance of... Wait, wow. The balance of power is hugely in favor of Kolkis. Look at that. Look at that. Whoa. I didn't expect this. Feels like an evenly matched unit, probably because it more is. The balance of power is kind of lying. It doesn't take into account the different units and what they're capable of doing in the right hands. And oh, there's a nice charge into these hoplites who try to form a phalanx formation, a shield wall formation, and they got to start killing this cav. And they still have elephants. One elephant standing around a circle of his dead comrades cheering. Yeah. Yes. The chariots, they have no answer for the chariots. So, really, the balance of power is deceiving, guys. I think this is actually... Well, I mean, this feels like it's in favor of Massasoly. I don't care what the balance of power says. Oh, you can't get charged from the rear like that. Well, what can you do? There's so many cav units. You can only protect so many angles, and he's essentially forming a noob square, a noob box here. He's trying his best to maintain the front line. All right, and now their flank is good. Look, it's just a constant, never-ending cycle. This is like Rohan just isolating Kolkis here. Kolkis desperately fighting with this one unit. They're down to 26 men. They have one elephant they have to deal with. They've dealt with the other elephants, which is good. And hey, the chariots are breaking. That's a promising sight. The balance of power is shifting more in favor of Massasoly. But we'll see. Oh, jeez. Yeah, they're going for the generals. Oh, nice. They're breaking these guys. Nice use of the war cry or whatever it's called that causes fear. That's awesome. That was a good use of that ability. Look at this battle, guys. It's going to come down to the wire. Oh, my goodness. And can they kill this general? They're down to 18. How many kills they got? 110. Pretty good for a pitched battle. All right, here we go. Form up. Hoplites. Honestly, what they should do... Oh, the elephant is still alive. Oh, no, he's trying to reform. Oh! Here comes the elephant. This is hilarious. Let's get the point of view of the elephant. Oh, my God. Now he's just watching. Oh, there he goes. And they're all clashing in. All the skirmishers clashing in at once. Or, not skirmishers, cav, excuse me. And there goes the elephants. We're riding. We're ride or die with the elephants, baby. Look at this thing go. Look at this thing go. All right, let's get out of here just so we can see what's going on. And yes, they are. It's down to one unit, and the balance of power is in their favor. Give me a break. This balance of power is drunk. Go home, balance of power. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, there they go. They're breaking them. Now it's even. The balance of power is even with the breaking unit from these nobles. I mean, how? How? If they pull this off, this would be amazing. If they pull this off, this would be amazing. Oh, he stopped breaking. Yes! Oh my gosh, Kolkish. Kolkish, please. And this one elephant over. Oh, the general's breaking! Oh, he broke! Kolkish! Please, Kolkish. Do this. But the balance of power is greatly in favor of Masacely now.
Forward!
Oh, he's breaking another unit. Come on, Kolkish. No, damn you! Fight! Fight! Look, the archers are breaking. Come on, Kolkish. No, no. Dang. What a great fight, though. Absolutely just fun. Down to the wire. Not every battle is this close. I know the balance of power showed that Masacely was at a great disadvantage, and in some ways they were. They didn't have any infantry, but they had plenty of cav. But still, it came down to the wire. That was great. A great fight. And a really cool sub-commander battle. Let's end the replay and look at the results here. So, amazing here by Sub-Zero. He did a great job with his army. I mean, look how many... He got the most kills. And even his skirmishers got way more than I expected, except for this one. This is what I expected all of them to have, like 8 kills, but a lot of them came close. Look, 75, 73, 75. I mean, that's eerily, like weirdly very similar, all of them carrying their weight. But the elephants, the chariots, the general, they did a lot of killing. And we got Toxic Rex here. Okay, just kidding. That was a little glitch. That was Toxic Rex. Toxic Rex was the one who was controlling the skirmishers. Sub-Zero was the infantry, and that makes sense. Sub-Zero had the largest force, so he got the most kills, but he also lost. But he went positive. He got more kills than losses, but pretty good job of the infantry. I mean, there's not much to say there. The general pulled his weight. Then we got the Draven. He's the cav player. He did a fantastic job keeping his cav alive and defeating Kolkis's cav. Then we've got Benny here. Benai. He is the cav player. And his biggest blunder, of course, was the horse archers. He let them die. It was a micro mistake. Obviously, he wasn't controlling them. Then we got King Kong Shen here. He was the skirmisher player. And, oh, he was allowed nobles? Whoa. Whoa. No wonder they had such a huge infantry advantage. I thought for sure the nobles were controlled by the infantry player, but remember, the rules are that if they're spears, I wouldn't consider hoplite spears, in my opinion. I think of spears as like a lighter. I mean, technically they are, I suppose, but that's pretty cool. They've got these nobles here, and yeah, no wonder the infantry, the spears did nothing. Again, that was the biggest mistake from Kolk. Not the biggest, but another mistake. I wish he didn't charge in those spears like he did. I get it. They were there to absorb ammo, but he should have had the axemen right behind them to support them. I would have left 2 spears alive, too. Maybe just use 3, stretch them all out, try to absorb as much ammo as possible. And then we got Quinn. And Quinn did a good job with his infantry. He did what he needed to do, take out Masacely. Masacely's infantry. But a great fight, and it was a battle between infantry strength against cav strength, and it came down to the very end. I think Kolkis, if they did better of managing their infantry a little bit with the spears, if they did a little bit better with the archers. See, imagine if, like, for example, imagine if King here didn't charge in all of his spears. He left 2 alive and used them to kind of help protect the archers, because at the end, the archers really didn't have much protection, so they were just getting piecemeal. They were just getting chewed up. So, yeah, great fight. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, how each team could have done better. I think for Masacely, what they could have done better, be aggressive earlier. I think they waited too long. As soon as Kolkis charged in, I think they should have got their cav involved in the or their elephants involved in the infantry fight. Nonetheless, it still worked out for them. Great battle. Really enjoyed this one. Guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time on the battlefield.